Hi, welcome back to Future Fast, and we once again have Marco Attisani with us, and it's wonderful to have you back, Marco. And for those of you who are here for the first time, please look up the previous podcast we've had with Marco. He's a serial entrepreneur, amazing journey, very interesting insights. So please do look up and come back and join. Then you'll find the thread to connect with. And for the rest of you, we'll jump right in. So, Marco, thank you for staying on. And can you take us through about what is Watly? What exactly are you trying to do here?
I would love
Is
to
that
show
right?
you some
Am I
images.
saying Watly or Watly? How do you say it?
Absolutely, that's correct. It comes from water and lively. Lively water, Watly, you know. Is
right.
that and this is the logo.
Right.
And so this is the W. It reminds the W, you know, of Watly, but it's a symbolic. It goes beyond that, and I like to always to share people what it is actually is the three pyramids of Egypt turned upside down.
Right.
Because it's a philosophical approach. It's like instead of building a society based on hierarchy, we should build a society based on trees, where the leader is not somebody that is up here, the leader is here. It sustains people rather than dominate people, you know. And if we could actually implement this paradigm with capitalism, capitalism will be a much more powerful tool for human benefit rather than being a tool for the one capable of dominating. You see, you normally have powerful people. Yes, indeed, some of them are very good people and visionary people, but most of the people that make money are the ones that exploit the others.
Right.
You see, no, what I mean? And this is the capitalism with the Darwinian approach.
Right.
Me against everybody, and it's a competition going on here. I survive, you die. It's not true. Nature is not necessarily working on Darwinian thing, is working on endosymbiosis.
Right.
If we, as body, human body, if the cellulose or the molecular composition of our body would follow Darwinian, we would destroy ourselves in a couple of fraction of a second. There is a collaboration going on, right? And even society is a manifestation of collaboration, because every time there is no collaboration and there is conflict and war is destruction. You see, capitalism has been destructive for a long period of time. Hopefully, we will change this paradigm. Now, this is a philosophical approach, economic and philosophy combined together. Back to, I would like to show some images of you for you. Maybe sure. I could share the how can I? If I share my screen, do you see my screen as well? Can you?
Oh, 1 second.
My screen. Rather.
Oh. Oh, sorry, you're on mute. Can you unmute yourself? Sorry.
Sorry. I was saying, allowing me to share my video.
Yes.
So I can show you what
you can.
is.
You can.
I can.
Yes.
Okay. Do you see my screen right? Okay. Are you looking? Do you see it?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's see if now I can go to the full screen. I don't know if you let me. Okay. Sorry. Well, now you should be able to see the full screen, right?
Yes. Yes.
Let me go through a few images. This is what. Okay. What you are looking at is a water purification system, okay, based on renewable energy. This one in particular, this unit is an indoor unit, is powered by the electric plug. But if we go fast through the presentation, you also have the same unit that can stand outside. You see, multiple version of it. And then you have a machine that instead of dealing with plastic bottles, deals with sophisticated tank, water bottle, reusable. There is a philosophy going on here in which water becomes a very sophisticated product rather than being a poor product. You know, the idea of letting people understanding that water can be as much sophisticated as the information technology. So if I can say what is Watly, I would love to say is the potentially, not yet, but I hope so, is the Apple of water industry, right? We combine the philosophical approach of the style. This is the building. This is of course, these are concepts. I'm showing you the latest concept for the moment, because I would love to show you what Watly has been doing till now, but it's a different presentation. I'm rather focusing on the future rather than the past. And you see, these are stations. They are functional stations, solar power stations, primarily a renewable energy power station, but are also architectural components. They are there to inspire people, because renewable energy is beauty, also in the form and the shape.
Correct.
You see what I mean? And this is the future. I would love. This is a speculation. Is a very famous, not very famous, should be more famous. Vincent Caillebout is a Belgian architecture, and this is a masterpiece for my understanding. He imagined a Rio de Janeiro city. There is Rio de Janeiro, and in the sea, this beautiful island that has self-sustainable cities. And this is not science fiction. This could be done through implementing technologies like the Watly technology, but not only, like Tesla, like any other company serious in making a change in this planet. That's it. I didn't want to, let's say, go too much in detail, but just to give you an image of what actually is Watly. Let me stop here.
No, that does give an idea. I think, like they say, right? A picture is worth more than 1,000 words. So
yeah, but Nanju, it's really interesting to say that an image or a picture tells more than 1,000 words. Can you say the same thing using only pictures?
Well, that is true.
Interesting,
but, if you were to explain it and what pictures you showed, see, the picture, you would not, I don't think it would have been as good an explanation to the kind of images you showed. But the moment you showed it, we could be there to see it. We could imagine that, okay, this is how and this is where. So in that context, the picture.
In 2000, after 2030, here in Opera Vu, they do not talk using the vocal. They share thoughts, and their thoughts are primarily on mental thoughts, are primarily visual. Right. So these people are communicating to each other, not necessarily by using words, by using images.
Right.
You see the potential, right?
Correct. Well, I actually share your thoughts and the approach to what you mentioned initially about the business, about the capitalism to be more sustainable. I in fact, have been advocating what I call distributed economy, which is uh, very similar to what is referred to even as stakeholder economy. In fact, the very reason I got into blockchain is because I saw the tokenization as a great opportunity to monetize distributed economy, or a stakeholder economy can be best monetized from tokenization. So I'm completely in sync with your philosophy of business on this. So what are the uh, uh, things that you see are the next steps to your journey with Watly, and what are the challenges that you see in implementing that what you want to achieve with this?
Hey, I have to be extremely honest with you. You know, I had recently, unfortunately, I was, let's say, attacked by a journalist in Italy, back in Italy, that discredits my work and also my person, because it looked like in Italy, I was developing Watly in Italy. I moved to Brazil recently. I was born here, but I also, you know, I moved back in Brazil recently. And it looked like this kind of paradigm is not exactly what big corporation want, you know, people to know about. I don't want it to be too much important a person here. I'm not. But it looked like I was a public person back in 2020, 2021, before the COVID, it collapsed everything. And I was getting even close to the politics making, you know, and it didn't quite work out that moment, because I realized that saying what I'm saying and trying to develop this kind of industry, you have to be Elon Musk. Why? Not because I lack intelligence. No, I don't consider myself a stupid person at all. It's the power of money. So now the main challenge for me is not to show how this technology works, because this technology works just fine, because it's a technology being around for years and years. Is me succeeding in getting the political and economical sustainment of the government. This is what I'm working at the moment, to be funded with big money. Because with big money, you can show to the people, rather than going step by step and gaining your, sorry about that, but let's go back to the Tesla thing. Tesla is not being born by creating a car, and it's being born by investing a massive amount of money to establish the mega factory and to release by brutal force an innovation that nobody wanted to implement. That's why Tesla is Tesla right now. But without the financial power, an electric car was there before Tesla, well before Tesla. I'm sorry about my diverting, but it helps me to tell you how in which position I'm in right now. And I use the Elon Musk thing because it's very interesting. Because somebody or many people associate the idea of the electric car with Elon Musk. Wait, the first car ever made was not internal combustion engine. Back in 19th century, the first car ever built was an electric car. Correct. Based on electricity and a battery. You know, a lead battery, a hopeful battery. what happened? It happened that by the time the automotive industry were making the first step through infancy to evolution, a new paradigm came in, the oil industry, and the invention of the internal combustion engine by the German engineers, Daimler-Benz, and the Otto cycle, you know, the engine. And then the economical paradigm were favoring the internal combustion, and we forget about the electric car. Can you believe it? If we didn't, you know, invent the internal combustion engine, we were driving now electric cars instead of internal combustion. Okay, but this is it. So Elon Musk brought back a concept. I'm doing exactly the same thing because somebody was pointing at me and say, he is an inventor. No, 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 I'm not an inventor. I'm not. I did not invent the vaporization of the water. Nature invented it. I didn't invent the photovoltaic panel. Engineers and Einstein elaborated the theory behind it. So I'm the only person that combines what is already available and combine in a paradigm, technological paradigm, but it is based on solid science. Now I have to get back to the powerful, or the powerful community of this country, and trying to release a paradigm that is able to be not just a prototype, but an industrial model. This is the challenge. Make it an industry rather than a curiosity. Now is a curiosity, unfortunately. So, you see what I mean, right?
Yeah. So, but if you were to measure the impact of Watly in future, how would you measure it? Or what kind of impact?
Let's assume that is not me saying what I'm going to say, because otherwise it would sound like egocentric, okay? Because I am the person behind Watly. No, let's forget. Let's talk about not me. Let's talk about the potential of a paradigm that could be Watly, or name something else.
Right. Okay.
The paradigm is huge. Imagine a world, you go outside the atmosphere and you're looking at the planet, and you look at every single server and satellite connected, sending information, right? Okay. Now think about the same thing with electricity. Instead of having massive stations, power stations there, an enormous amount of small stations producing enough energy to provide a local community. And now imagine everything like that with the water. You are looking at the planet, India, you are looking at India, and you see millions of dots, and you recognize that that single luminous dot is a Watly, it's a medium-sized a water treatment facility, empowered with energy, sustainable energy, providing clean water to people, as I said before. But not one station. One station is a curiosity. People that are looking at it, they applaud it, that's it. No, I'm talking about millions of such stations in India and everywhere. Once you are there, you are looking at an internet of things, an internet of energy, an internet of water. Because water can be as much pervasive, not water, sorry, the treatment of water, the water purification, not water itself. The water purification paradigm can be exactly like internet, being everywhere without being anywhere. That's the future, in which a country does not have a problem of water and people are not dying for not drinking clean water, which is absurd. In 2023, with the advent the incoming advent of artificial intelligence, is unacceptable that people die because of drinking water.
Well,
It's like,
I don't remember someone said this, that the true power of technology is its ability to be invisible. So I think what you're talking about sounds like that.
Jake, it was Clark, the famous novel, scientific novel author. He's the author of 2001 Odyssey in Space. It was the one that was also saying there was also saying the most sophisticated technology looks like magic, you know. So what we are doing now with telephones and is magic to whom? To the ones that were behind us.
Correct.
You know, go back in time and show a phone to you know, 100 years ago. Show
Right.
and you will see how people would react. That was magic to them. It's not magic to us, but to us can be magic. What? Artificial intelligence. So it's a relative position in time that you and I occupy at the moment.
Correct.
And the possibility of magic to be manifesting itself is in any moment, in any given time, we can be fascinated by technology because technology keeps going. So when we say things like, oh, artificial intelligence will never do that, it's wrong. We cannot say that because the people, your grandfather, were not assuming this to be possible. And before your grandfather, the moon was not possible. The satellites were not possible. You see what the point that I'm trying to make it right now. So people, please, the people that are assisting this podcast, do not go and fall in the trap of assuming that something is not going to happen because it's not here now, because it will manifest. For sure.
So, what technologies do you think will impact work towards it? Obviously, one is AI, you said. So.
But AI is the ultimate invention of humanity. Is the ultimate invention. That means once we reach a point in which artificial intelligence will create itself, reiterate its own evolution, human being will be there and watching the scene, the movie.
Right.
What's the point of having a human interacting with something that is thousands, millions of times more intelligent and faster, cognitively speaking, than human? Now the main question is, what is going to be the role of humans in the future? That's a philosophical question. What is to be our next status once we created what we are going to create? This thing will dominate humanity, will sustain humanity, we collaborate with humanity. We don't know yet. We will find out. My positive vision in my books is this vision. Artificial intelligence is like a friend to humanity. And so these people here, they sing, they spend their life doing job, sport, singing, meditating, because they don't work anymore. They don't need to work.
Okay.
You know, the generation of wealth, the generation of things that are useful for humanity, enjoying life, are produced by machines, not by humans anymore. So it's a life of meditation, philosophy. And the humans stay human in the understanding the mystery of the universe, and the artificial intelligence is solving the problem humanity has been creating for thousands of years. You see?
Marco, see, at one end, you're working on building these technologies from a point of, that water, the dream you showed us, right? And second, the kind of work, that book that you have written, which is all about living. And clearly, you're almost half living the future. So how do you balance your today, right? How do you keep that uh, 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 rituals to connect your today to how do you stay relevant to today and now, and while also you live in future. So how do you balance that? How's your rituals go in a day?
What a fascinating question. And I'm 51 at the moment, and it's been a couple of years, or 3 years already, that I started to dedicate an enormous amount of time to meditation. And meditation, it looks like, the new age guy meditate. No, meditation is an extremely powerful tool for allowing the reality to become what you are expecting from reality to be. We are living in a much more mysterious reality here. Reality is not objective reality. I understood it. There is something that goes beyond what we actually see. And I'm not a religious guy or, some sort of Buddha here. No, I'm just a rational guy that understands the power of subconscious. We are here, our brain is well beyond what we think it is. Well beyond. So once even you are a manifestation of my willingness to have a nice conversation. You came from nowhere. The universe brought you to me. You were the one sending me a message through the LinkedIn. I didn't know you, but I knew that something like you were coming because I was expecting it. If I put my emphasis on conflict and the domination and destruction, I would have a reality around me that would be becoming according to what I think. So please, people listening to us at this moment, the most powerful tool is not technology for changing the reality. It's our mind. It's our belief. You and I, together, we can work spiritually to manifest through technology things that are not there yet, but they could if we think about it. Because before becoming reality, we need to think about this reality. If humanity starts today, not tomorrow, to think that water is not an issue anymore, I could tell you that in 1 week, I would find millions of euros investing Watly, and other companies like mine would grow instantly. Why? Because from the fourth dimension, the thought, that energy will manifest in reality that is based on capitalism. Elon Musk, Bezos, and all Microsoft founder, Bill Gates, every single giant that we are talking about, these guys were having their company in their mind, and then they manifested in reality. And you and I are doing exactly the same thing. It's not reality affecting our thoughts. No, it's our thought affecting reality. And Nikola Tesla, the great guy, was telling us everything is vibration and imagination. You can bring it to there, here, through technology. So how I do believe in this reality? Sometimes it's painful. Why? Because I walk around in a park and I see plastics all around. I see garbage. I see a lot of cars moving all around, contaminating the atmosphere. And a few years ago, I was saying, no, I have to fight against this stuff. No, it's not fine. Because if I fight against something, that something will grow bigger and bigger because I want to fight. I don't want to solve a problem. So the universe is releasing to me new challenges because I want to keep fighting. Let's have a war against famine. Oh, really? So the universe is reinforcing famine in order for people against the starvation to fight. No, it's not fighting. It's accepting and saying, I believe we can solve this problem by thinking the existence of less pollution. You know, it happened to me many times in my life. I used to live at the seaside. One day I realized how many plastic bottles there were. I started collecting it in a plastic alone. It was insignificant thing. How could I deal with a massive amount of pollution with a plastic bag? That's it. It was a small contribution. I don't know what happened, but in a few months' time, I saw other people doing this. Till the point in which I said, wow, the universe is helping me. But I tell you more. One day, the municipality came with big tractors and cleaned all the beaches. A massive amount of machines working and cleaning. And what happened? I didn't go to the municipality fighting. I want my beach. No, I just gave a small contribution, and after a few months, something happened. And it was me? No, I didn't do anything apart from collecting a few plastic bottles. The universe did it for me. Because I believe in that reality. Imagine the power of one individual. Imagine the power of two individuals. Imagine the power of 8 billion individuals.
Right.
We can do it together. We could do it together. But in order, and I ended up here, in order to do that, we have to see in the other a friend, not an enemy. If we see the person next to us, even if we don't share the same value, but we try to understand, accept it, we might understand that we are one thing. We are the manifestation of the one single consciousness. Now, you have a social role that is not my role. But that's the beauty of it. Because you are here to do something else. I'm here to do Watly. You are doing something else.
Well,
That's
Marco,
the beauty.
I don't know if you're familiar with a philosophy called Advaita. Are you familiar with Advaita as a philosophy?
Yeah. But please spend a few words in order for people
well,
to
actually,
know more
you said that. You just said that. You said what you were saying actually got me that thought. You just said that we are all conscious and we are all part of one big conscious, if we can put it as we are just part of the same consciousness. That's essentially the core of Advaita philosophy. So it's funny that you're not exposed to it, and you're literally on the other side of the earth, right? And you're talking Advaita philosophy, and you were never exposed.
But you know the beauty. But you know the beauty of the science is the science, the modern science, is actually sustaining this theory.
Correct.
That's the beauty of it. The mysticism, there used to be mysticism in your culture, and especially in India, but not only India, has been there from the very beginning of human sapiens civilization. But we call mysticism what we didn't know to be science reality. Because the quantum physics sustains this theory. Reality is not objective. Reality is the manifestation of the observer of choices.
Correct.
Point here is not a priest that is talking, is a scientific person. the one that believes in what he says now because he read scientific books, not a philosophical book or the sacred books like the Bible. That's the beauty of it. I'm more convinced now about mysticism because I read scientific books sustaining this theory. Fascinating.
It is fascinating. Yeah. Well, personally, what's so fascinating or exciting for me is that what I read as spirituality, you coming and telling me as science. So, I think I think world is really changing really fast. It's quite amazing. So, well, coming back to, I'm afraid of getting digressed into it. I had few more thoughts. I also wanted to, one of the things, maybe a little small digression again. You just mentioned about it's in the mind, and so I just recall that video of Deepak Chopra talking about that what you call as subconscious is not really subconscious; it's supraconscious. So, and what you're saying was uh, what I recalled, what he was saying. So, is it that have you heard him? You're familiar with Deepak Chopra?
Basically, you mentioned I guess I have here on Spotify his post. So you are mentioning somebody that I'm listening almost daily. So the guy is so fascinating. Many musicians with the trance music and the new age music, they use his talks on the music. No, I don't know if you are familiar. I will give you a few. This trance music is the specific genre of music. It's electronic music.
I'm familiar with trance, but yeah. They mix it with
they overlay not just the Chopra, but they lay also Alan Watts, talks, and the voice is like the mystery of the universe. And boom, boom, the music going on, fascinating. So you have the music and the sentences that lead you towards the meditation. Fascinating. Chopra is used a lot of times. I heard it. Yes, a lot of times.
Oh, wonderful. Well, so getting back, who do you think is doing things in the water space, or do you think there's anybody working on it in the context of what you are talking about to create?
The water issue, the water industry, you say.
Yes.
In my personal opinion, out there are so many companies doing big things in terms of technology that deal with purification systems. So you have a lot of the innovation there, but they are completely missing one thing. And I don't want to teach anything to them. They are completely missing one thing. They focus on the technology, and there is a technology that is hidden by the public. What I mean is like dealing with a problem with an industrial approach. So they build a machine that is ugly to look at, it's nothing, and it's behind the doors, and they release clean water, which is okay. But people, the success of Tesla, for example, is the car. Something that you see, okay, what a wonderful car is there. The success of other paradigms are the ones that are present in our reality. So the success of Apple. Apple made a huge success because they transformed the brutal force of information technology, computation, in a sophisticated product. It's nice to look at your Apple computer. It's fascinating to have your iPhone in your hand because the beauty is something that affects the human imagination. So if we can tell you what these people are missing, they are too industrial approach. They are not looking at the water industry as a product of beauty, which is Watly philosophy. This is what I want to I want the people to walk in a park and stop by suddenly because it's in the middle of the park, there is this spaceship. No, you know what is that? It's a power station. What? That thing? It looks like a statue, like architectural, fascinating building. No, it's a power station. Really? Is it sustainable energy so beautiful to see? Yes, I want this more in my city. And then you release new solutions that people desire because they are beautiful. Not because they are useful. Sure. Useful is something that is a must. It should be there. It is not useful. But is it beauty useful? That's my question to you. Is it something beautiful enough for being implemented?
Right.
I mean, is the concept of beauty useful to humanity?
Well, you both this, what you just mentioned, and also the Apple, I recall a video of Steve Jobs talking about it, that it's an old video when he was quite young. He talks about to the camera, it's a small clipboard, where he says, do you see any Japanese advertisement talking about quality? And he says, no, you don't see any Japanese company talking about quality, whereas you see American companies talking about quality. And you stop a person walking on the road and ask, what do you think about Japanese products? And they say they're great quality. So he says, what's important is that you don't talk about quality. You have to build a product which has the quality. So I think he obviously focused building the quality in his product and also focused on making it look beautiful as well. So I think both the things that you talked about, I think it was, he always thought in that way. So
I would like to be a microscopic version of Steve Jobs in the water industry. I can tell you one thing, that's for sure. If Elon Musk today would focus, instead of buying Twitter, would focus on the water sector, he would do exactly what Watly is trying to do, because forgive me, it's not me talking, it's just the paradigm. Watly is certainly the right paradigm. Now, I'm not saying that I'm the right person, no, that's something else, but the idea behind the Watly is the right thing. If Elon Musk would consider to approach this market, he would do exactly what I'm trying to do. Well, of course, he would succeed in 1 week time, of course. So now, if you are asking me who is actually today capable of shaping the future, there is no doubt that you accept it or no, or you do not accept, Elon Musk is the most powerful guy on the planet right now in terms of his willingness to change the world. He could do everything.
Yeah, clearly he is working on quite a few. But Marco, if you were to give a shout out, if you want to give a shout out to entrepreneurs, right? I mean, of course, you mentioned Elon Musk or other guys, but if you want to talk to the entrepreneurs, what do you want them to look at working on?
Dear entrepreneurs, we all know that a company must be there, firstly, because its capability of creating profit. Because without profit in the capitalism, we cannot sustain a company. But please, entrepreneurs, the money making is not the main goal of a company. Because entrepreneur is not a synonym of making money. Entrepreneur is somebody that shapes reality according to a dream, a vision. Now, please, entrepreneurs around the world, start to focus on the evolution of humanity and the preservation of nature. And every time you understand there is a business model protecting nature, creating benefits to people, maybe you are more intelligent than myself in finding out the right solution. Please go there instead of trying to make money by destroying what we have. Forget about making money as a first goal. Believe in what you can do is much more than that. Because as I tell you before, if we agree that successful companies are those making money out of junk food, we will continue this paradigm. But if we, you and I, Andrew, as consumers, we are not consumers anymore, we are prosumers. If we start to believe that the company that should be profiting are those that are selling us good products, then good company will come along and the dinosaur will die. It's us. So please, entrepreneurs, do this. Create a company in which creating a forest makes money, not destroying a forest. Making a company where preserving animal life is making money, not killing billions of animals. If somebody that do not eat meat, I don't eat meat myself. I guess you don't eat meat as well.
I don't eat it.
I'm a vegetarian, just to let you know that this is a must. But you know, that is an entrepreneur. For example, this is quite an example. There is an entrepreneur that is dealing with 3D printed meat.
Yes.
I encourage this person. I don't eat meat and I will never eat meat because I don't like it anymore. I used to eat it 10 years ago. But this guy is exactly the perfect example. So give meat to people, but don't kill animals. Create meat out of protein. That's a fascinating business. So people will still have what they want, meat, but they don't kill billions of animals every single year. That's entrepreneurs. This is the kind of thing that a company that is fascinating. And there are lots of ideas around it, you know, that could be implemented. And entrepreneur, be aware of one thing, entrepreneur. You're going to be alone in your pursuing your dreams until the moment you're not alone anymore. So stand there and leave your loneliness as an experience that is welcoming people that will embrace your dream if you keep dreaming long enough for the dream to come true. And this is my challenge as well. I'm not Elon Musk from the successful position. I'm the one still traveling in loneliness. So if I say to you, believe in loneliness, it's not me outside loneliness telling you to do that. I'm here myself. So if I believe it, any entrepreneurs younger than me or older than me can believe as well.
Wonderful. Marco, great message. Thank you. I think we'll also try pushing it separately. I think that is so needed for entrepreneurs. And once again, thank you, all the audience and listeners. I hope you're enjoying it, and I'm sure you're now more curious to come back for the future talk with Marco, which we will get Marco to spend some time and talk about it. And until then, enjoy the ride, Marco. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.